Good morning, this is your TTT News Update. I am Carrie Roberts, making the news at this time. Tobago voters go to the polls today for the Tobago House of Assembly elections. More than 50,000 registered voters are eligible to cast their ballots at polling stations across the island. Several parties are contesting the election, including the Tobago People's Party, the People's National Movement, the Innovative Democratic Alliance, and Unity of the People. 11 candidates are running under the IDA banner, with key constituencies such as Buku, Mount Pleasant, and Bell Garden, Glamorgan expected to be closely fought. Voter turnout will be closely watched following the 51.84% recorded in the last THA election, which initially ended in a tie before the snap poll later in 2021 handed the Tobago People's Party 14 of the 15 seats. Speaking at the United National Congress Conference, Minister of the People, Social Development and Family Services, Vandana Mohit, said the government has moved to confront a long-standing backlog in senior citizens' pensions. At the Sunday meeting, she stressed that our senior citizens deserve certainty, respect, and timely support.
Direct collaboration with the National Insurance Board of Trinidad and Tobago, we reduced the SCP backlog from over 2,300 cases to 175. And this is not rhetoric. And this is at that time when we entered office. As we speak now, those numbers are down.
Minister Mohit shared that between May and December 2025, the government spent billions of dollars to clear outstanding senior citizens' pensions, addressing delays that had affected thousands of elderly citizens. She said the investment reflects the administration's commitment to restoring confidence in the system and ensuring that seniors receive the financial support they are entitled to in a timely manner.
$3,048,445,571.39 was expended on the senior citizens' pension, supporting 117,181 elderly citizens nationwide.
Two steel orchestras were crowned joint champions at the National Panorama 2026 Small Conventional Bands Finals after a night of closely contested performances at Skinner Park on Saturday. Southern Stars Steel Orchestra, the South Band, and Uptown Fascinators Steel Orchestra both secured first place after finishing with identical scores of 283 points in the National Panorama 2026 Small Conventional Bands Finals. On Saturday, judges described the results as reflective of the continued strength and high standard of the steel band movement. Band arranger for the Uptown Fascinators Steel Orchestra, O.J. Richards, said the joint win represents another step in both his and the band's continued evolution.
I can see when my music started to mature and it started to grow as an arranger, so it feels really good. So I put that at the top. Your next win is always the top for me.
Mr. Richards said the arranger of the other winning band, Dwayne Stewart, was one of his inspirations, along with Len Bugsy Sharp. He had some advice for young arrangers like himself who are still awaiting that big win.
I would say a lot of times you would think, your music is the best, and the judges might think differently. Don't let that discourage you, because it could have had times that I would have got discouraged and thinking that you're not capable, but let's push past it.
Cricket West Indies will commence a major year of women's cricket as the CG United Women's Super 50 Cup and the T20 Blaze return to St. Vincent and the Grenadines from January 10th to February 1st. We have more from Wayne Cunningham.
The Cricket West Indies CG United Women's Super 50 Cup and the T20 Blaze once again brings together sides from Barbados, Jamaica, Leeward Islands, the T20 Blaze defending champions Guyana, Super 50 defending champions Trinidad and Tobago, and the host, Windward Islands, to provide a strong competitive platform at the start of a busy cricket calendar for the West Indies women. A release from Cricket West Indies indicated that the T20 Blaze will be contested in a round-robin format, followed by the finals, and like last year's tournament, all matches will be played at the Annosvale ground. Following the conclusion of the T20 Blaze, the Super 50 tournament will commence at three grounds, Sion Hill, Park Hill, and Cumberland, with each team playing 3 games, after which the top-ranked team will be declared the winner. Wayne Cunningham, T&T Sport.
And that's what making the news this morning is that time where we go to the new Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show with host Vermala Bakaran. Good morning, Vermala, and welcome back to TTT.
Good morning, Carrie. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm great. It's so good to be back. How is your carnival shaping up, Carrie?
Well, mine itself is a little quiet. However, I am hyping up with the music, even on the way to work this morning.
What about Pan? Do you like Pan?
I love Pan. It started to grow on me over the past few years, and I'm becoming a bigger and bigger fan of it.
Well, it seems like Panorama 2026 will be amazing, even more amazing this year, since Cabinet has approved $2.3 million in funding for 145 unsponsored steel bands across TT for preparations for Carnival and Panorama 2026. So it's going to be a really bumper season. Of course, we've got the Pan Trinbago PRO joining us, Kwesi Moore, as well as the winners of the small bands finals over the weekend.
A lot to look forward to, and looking forward to that from you, Vermala. Thank you so much. When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this break.
Watch the passion building and the voices roaring with the mission done and the game is won. With the music talking and the big stage calling, the culture comes alive and it's just endless vibes. The future's bright, we'll be more bright. Now it's sweet time, the time to shine. Life is on, it's no time to be timid. So chase those dreams, live without limit. Is on with Be Mobile.
Now listen, this is your boy Carlos Edwards, and as a former player, let me tell you, it's the fans, man. The fans that made the game, that's the 12th man right there. And when it comes to Trinidad and Tobago, there's only one 12th man you need to know. My guy, Andre Errol Baptiste on TTT, is bringing the heat every Thursday.
Tune in Saturdays for CZIT's National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz, brought to you by Fruta.
Kids, speak up against abuse.
It is not acceptable for you to be abused in any manner.
From your parents, family members, or peers.
You have the right
to refuse the abuse. Report it to anyone.
Guidance counselors,
doctors, teachers, or even your neighbors.
Anyone who can help.
Speak up
against abuse.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Speak up.
Break the silence. Child abuse is one secret you should never keep.
Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome to the very first edition of Trinidad and Tobago Today. I'm truly honored to be here with you. Today isn't just the launch of a show. It is the result of weeks of vision, planning, patience, and a whole lot of heart behind the scenes. To our incredible production team, our graphics team, our editors, directors, camera operators, news team, technicians, and everyone who worked such long hours to make this moment possible, thank you. To Carrie, I genuinely look forward to sharing the mornings with you. We do this together, and we do it for you, our viewers, to inform you, connect you, and start your morning with purpose and the truth. So welcome, settle in. We're so happy you're here with us on this exciting new journey. This is Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, coming up inside the show today, our top stories for this morning. It is officially THA Election Day. And you know what that means? The polls are now open. And we're bringing you all the updates live throughout the show from our reporters in Tobago. And of course, you can stay tuned to TTT Live online for more throughout the day. And Carnival 2026, it is in full swing. This weekend, the small conventional bands finals took place at the Skinner Park, San Fernando, with Uptown Fascinators Steel Orchestra and Southern Stars Steel Orchestra, the South Band, tying for that first place. And speaking of Carnival, coming up inside the show today, TTT's chairman Michael Kerr joins us to talk all things TTT and the plans for Carnival 2026. So, rejoining TTT after 8 years, that meant I get to reconnect with familiar co-workers, but also I get to resume this journey with some new faces. One such brilliantly talented and beautiful faces is the lady we've seen on the big screen for quite a bit. Making her debut on our 7 p.m. news today. Coming up next, we've got something special to share with you.
Struggling with heart health or frequent migraines? Discover the simple steps to reclaim your energy and vitality.
We're diving into a topic that affects about 422 million people around the world. Diabetes.
Tune into Wellness Unlocked, the series that delivers expert advice, practical tips, and inspiring stories to help you take control of your health and well-being. Your health matters. Don't miss Wellness Unlocked. Watch now on TTT and take the first step toward better health.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's Terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world on Super Z, or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forest alongside our robot pals from Bugspot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch Terrific Toon Time Monday to Friday at 8:30 a.m. and 4:10 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with Terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
One point that we could bring there, or that at least from my point of view, you were never really given an ultimatum. Mm-hmm. So we never spoke about this should take you 2 months, 1 day, 5 days, 6 days, right, because of the magnitude of what was being asked of you. Mm-hmm. And that brings me to a very important point when you are setting timelines or ultimatums or roadmaps to get that behavior change. It's, first of all, does your spouse have the willingness to accede to those changes? And I think for you, for what I saw a genuine effort. It wasn't, it wasn't a straight graph that, okay, one day like this and then progressively, smoothly, it was a smooth graph, no dips, no change, no. Yeah. There were ups and downs in getting there, but there was a willingness. And I think willingness and intent and being on the same page and being motivated to change is a big factor as to how much grace you give someone.
Yeah.
Versus, okay, what timeline should I give someone who doesn't want to change?
Right,
And the behavior is very destructive.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago today on TTT. Well, Mariah Ramharak is no stranger to producing and anchoring newscasts, as her career started right here reading news in T&T. After which she took up the role of producer and talk show host in Jamaica at Sports Max Television. She's also done work for Sky Sports in London, just recently completed the Champions Cup draw for CONCACAF in Miami. And now making her debut on our 7 p.m. news, I'm so happy to present to you officially Mariah Ramharak. Good morning, Mariah.
Thank you so much for that introduction. I feel so good to be here with you today.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a beautiful day.
Yeah, you know, we've spoken before and that's exactly the energy we're going with.
That's right. So, Mariah, how does it feel to be back in the news anchor seat?
I mean, I've always said that is somewhere that I've belonged.
Yeah.
I started my journey, so let's just say, Shala, it's full circle, a full circle moment. It's something that I love. I love keeping up with current events. I love people. I love telling the stories of people. So I feel like it's just a perfect fit, and what a better station to come back home to. Literally coming back home to Trinidad and Tobago. And to TTT.
Yeah, that's right. TTT is definitely home. That's what I've been saying. So, Mariah, you've been working in the media for the past 11 years. Similar journey. What has your journey been like?
For me, it has been a journey of ups and downs, but I like to say a lot more ups, right? I've had the opportunity to work with some of the best in the business, and I think that has crafted who I am as a television presenter, talk show host, and I'd say it has been a beautiful one because that has given me the opportunity now to sit and for you, the viewers, to welcome me in your homes night after night, and I look forward to going on this journey with the population of Trinidad and Tobago, and I like to say I belong to the Caribbean because we're going to have the rest of the Caribbean by extension watching. A lot of my friends are tuned in from all around the world, and I know, Shala, you asked about my journey, and I'll say there's a lot more to come from me.
Yeah,
I've started, you know, it's been a lot of different storylines. I've learned a lot, and I'm looking forward to just learning so much more.
So, Mariah, you are known for being the host of the popular Sports Max Zone talk show. Was this difficult for you, carving your space in a man's world?
I mean, I would love to say no, because one of the beauty of working at Sports Max and working alongside brilliant men is that I never affected them. As a matter of fact, they wanted to see me shine. And when I say names like Lance Whitaker, George Davis, you know, Ricardo Chambers, these are men that would have uplifted me. They gave me the opportunity to have a voice, Shala, to, you know, represent women all around the world. And I think, again, that has been another opportunity where I was able to shine, grow, and most importantly, learn. Every day we're learning.
So, Mariah, what does it mean to you to join the TTT team and anchor that 7 p.m. newscast? That is huge, Mariah.
You know, I haven't thought about it fully yet. I just know that I'm honored.
Really soaked in.
Yes, I'm humbled. I'm honored. I think when I sit in this seat tonight and I get the opportunity to enter the homes of so many of our viewers, that's when it will hit me. You know, the news broke last night. I got a lot of congratulations, really heartfelt comments. People are so happy for me.
That's right.
And, you know, I just want to continue doing the very best and ensuring that I make our viewers proud.
Mariah, I always say as a broadcaster, we get to enter the hearts and homes of so many people, and they feel such a close connection with us. What advice, any advice if you have, for those interested in joining the media, especially young women?
I'd say start as soon as you can. One thing I believe is you have to make mistakes, right? I have been lucky to be able to make minor mistakes on air, learn on air, grow up in front of our viewers, because many of them And I read some of the comments. They know me from my days back at Radio and TV Jagrati.
Right.
I was green.
It's a long journey.
Much. I got an opportunity, and they watched me grow up on their screens. And I think that's what I will say. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. We all make mistakes. We're all humans. What's important for those of you that want to join the media is that bounce back moment, the opportunity to make a mistake, not fight yourself down over it, but come back stronger.
Talking about coming back stronger, what keeps you grounded, Mariah?
I'm a family-oriented person. I'm very, very spiritual as well. I pray a lot.
Okay.
You know, I believe in doing good and good coming back to you. I come from a family where it doesn't matter if you're a big star, what you do when you go on CONCACAF and Sky, when you come home, you're home. And you need to know, and it's the same with my sister, you know, she plays for West Indies, plays for Trinidad. When you come home, this is not this stage. So I think that has kept me grounded. Just staying humble, coming from humble beginnings, and recognizing that the only way you can do better is if you remember where you come from.
That's right. Mariah, what are some of the biggest assignments that you've worked on?
I mean, I feel we've said it all. I've gotten the opportunity to interview all of my heroes.
Okay.
And I'm speaking in the sporting world. I've gotten to see Messi play live.
That's amazing.
Yeah, he came to Jamaica.
That is such an honor.
I thought I was like dreaming. So those are the opportunities I'll forever be grateful for. And Shala, I'll say that I look forward to more opportunities like that. You know, I feel like I'm just getting started.
So I have another question for you. Do you miss Jamaica?
I love Jamaica. I love the Caribbean. I said it at the start. I belong to the Caribbean.
That's right.
I mean, I'm Trini to the bone. Cut me red. But I'm just saying that, you know, I love to feel as if I belong to the Caribbean. I sat on that show. I've received love from everybody from the Caribbean. And I know they're going to follow me on this journey as well.
And what are you looking forward to the most starting this journey on the 7 p.m. newscast on TTT?
I look forward to delivering fair, you know, factual information. I want to do it in a style where people want to watch. I feel like a lot of us are disconnected. A lot of us have, you know, separated ourselves from the news, just simply saying that it's all negative, it's boring, it's you know, morbid. I don't want that. I want everybody to come back home with me, just like I came back home. Let's, you know, educate ourselves on what's happening in the country, because how do we do better if we're not informed? And that's my goal, to inform our population.
All right, thank you so much, Mariah. You can look out for Mariah at 7 p.m. on the TTT newscast. All the best. It's both our first days, so congratulations. I look forward to working with you, and it's going to be a great journey.
Best of luck to you as well. I look forward to the morning show, and you know, I'm just sending you positivity, good love, and I can't wait to see what you do on this show.
It means so much to me, Mariah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Well, coming up ahead, we've got TTT's chairman Michael Kerr joining us in a short bit. We've got updates from THA elections in Tobago and much more on Trinidad and Tobago today.
This is 1020 with Junior K. 10 reasons in 20 seconds why this time around you should shop at Lakshmi Jewelers. Although this is the third time we here. Miss Lakshmi, you think you could do it again?
You think so with the age?
I think you could. So the clock is ticking. Begin.
Starting them. A brand trusted for generations, certified quality, premium materials, zero compromise, timeless designs, customs creations, unique craftsmanship, exclusive collections, durable quality, perfect jewelry for any occasion. And most of all, the Lakshmi piece is more than jewelry, it's a statement.
That's what I see. Give my high five. Give my high five. Give my high five. This has been 1020 with Lakshmi Jewelers.
I did it.
Yes, you did
I thought it was right.
You did it.
It's okay.
TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba fishani. Oh, shun mi ba yeah. Oh, shun mi ba fishani. Arubita, yeah, 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 yeah,
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Well, there is something really special about having the chairman of TTT on the very first show. How do we chart the way forward, especially in a world of new media? It is also the carnival season. We must keep it competitive. Welcome to the show, Chairman. Good morning.
Thank you for having me, and I must say, what a start indeed, and hats off to you and the entire team that launched this wonderful program this morning.
And thank you so much for all the support. As I said, it's been weeks of planning, and it's all coming together really nicely.
Thank you so much, and I must say the entire board is completely 100% behind this initiative.
That's right. Thank you. And this is your first TV interview. I feel so privileged that you're here with me. What personally drew you to this role, and what message do you want to send to both your team and the audience this morning?
Well, I mean, it's always been my objective to serve, and this, of course, is another aspect of that. The team is very diverse. I mean, we have some of the greatest people that you can find, all walks of life, that makes up the board. I mean, you have attorneys, you have broadcasters, you have business people, you have creative directors. I mean, the list goes on. Wonderful
A well-oiled machine.
Very much well-oiled.
So, Chairman, TTT has undergone significant restructuring in recent years. As Chairman, how do you see your role in steering the organization through all of these changes?
Well, my role basically is to ensure that the policies of the major stakeholder, which is the government of Trinidad and Tobago, is implemented along with the board in order to make sure that things based on policy and whatever needs to be implemented, but most importantly, to reflect and mirror that lifestyle of that diversity of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. Too long it has been beneficial to just a minority, but now we want to change that and open up and make it, reflect everything that we have to offer.
So talking about change, a big part of that is attracting younger audiences. And this can definitely be challenging, as we know. They consume media very differently from the older generations. How is TTT going to address this?
Well, technology, of course. All our platforms, our digital platforms, young people like yourself, of course, coming on board. Of course, we had a new TV presenter that was on before me, and I mean, very, very talented, just like yourself. So we believe that the attraction is going to be there. And of course, we want to look at these young people who are aspiring, whether it be in whatever art form, that we're able to give them this platform so they can spread their wings.
So going hand in hand with young people is also local talent. This has been a key mission of TTT, I know, supporting the local talent. Can you share examples of how TTT is promoting artists across television, radio, and all the other platforms?
All right, now we have something called Fair Play, and I think it was only right that this being state media, that we use this platform and this medium to get that out as far as, you know, someone told me if the Snow Cone Man was coming down the road and he had a CD, he had a song, he has all rights to have it played on TTT. And I believe that. You know, too many times we've heard people say, look, you know, we have good music, but we're not hearing all the music. You know, season comes, season goes. And I think that that definitely is an injustice to our artists. And not just to the young ones, but the ones who've been playing music for quite some time, who have been also recording. Since Fair Play, I had one guy reach out to me and say, listen, for 3.5 years, I've been sending music, and this is the only time it has been played. You know, our theme really is to make sure there's no cultural suppression. None whatsoever.
That's definitely a breath of fresh air. So let's talk Carnival. You've made some really bold statements. Events like the next 99.1 FM Carnival Pavement Lime Caravan. That's what we're calling it now. And they're highlighting TTT's connection to local culture. So what motivated this initiative, and what impact do you hope that it will have on both the artists and the audience?
Well, first of all, I was looking at it from the perspective of the brand. I mean, if you stay in your comfort zone, then really and truly success is going to be limited. You have to go out. You have to make sure and interact with the people. When you hear people talk about, is TTT still on? Does it still exist? Well, that tells you something. And they need to know. So rather than sit here on Maraval Road, we're going into the communities. And we've got an entire schedule for the rest of the year. I don't want to say too much because the competitors are listening and they may take some of the ideas.
Give us a little something.
The pump. You mentioned the pump. And we're going to places like Mayaro, Siparia, Couva, and of course in the East-West Corridor. And then we're going to climax right here with our last show before the Carnival. So this is going to be big. A lot of the artists are part of the Fair Play. So there's young artists that you're going to be seeing performing that you wouldn't believe. I mean, very, very talented. So support it 100% because this is what it's all about. Our thing needs to be supported.
I love how we're taking the carnival and we're taking the artists and we're taking them into all the areas. And you know, it's free.
That's right. Yeah, and I think people miss that point, you know. And I want to say hats off to NCC and the Ministry of Culture. The Minister Benjamin and her team are doing a wonderful job. You go up to the Savannah, you have the John Cupid Village, you have the Flavor Culinary Village. And I think people don't understand that these are really what some people look forward to as far as their carnival. You know, so listen, I may not go to an all-inclusive, but I want to partake, I want to, you know, participate, and, you know, this is what they have. So we want to get out there and share that with the communities.
Let's talk about communities. Trinidad and Tobago has such a rich cultural heritage in every single community. How is TTT working to preserve and promote that heritage in our programming?
Well, it will be a large part of our programming. Large part. We have some archives here, I mean, that we are going to roll out once again. Priceless, totally priceless. So we are going to use whatever we have to ensure that, you know, people are represented. Again, it's no longer about a minority. Everyone must understand this is a entity owned, one of the oldest state enterprises. So, I mean, it has a lot to offer, and it has to represent the people who are the major stakeholders of, you know, of TTT.
Talking about stakeholders, are there any collaborations with the local businesses, cultural groups, any educational institutions that TTT is pursuing to expand this reach and this impact?
Yes, we do. We have quite a lot of programs. We will be talking to the Ministry of Education about different programs going out into the areas. Again, we have a lot to offer. I don't want to say too much because I know there are some folks, I mean, on one side, they're like, you know, is this going to work? But then you have people who are fully supporting what we're doing. I want to thank them for that.
So, Chairman, TTT has a really unique position. I know it's something we talk about a lot. We're a national broadcaster. How are you balancing, or how do you plan to balance that entertainment with your responsibility to inform and educate the public at the same time?
Well, I mean, I don't think that's much of a challenge. I mean, when we have talented people who are able to attract and has that appeal to the major, audience. I think that our blend is going to be something a lot easier. And people like yourself are now opening those doors and those platforms, and people are now gravitating again. They're saying, all right, if I didn't watch it before, I'm going to watch it now.
That's right.
And we have to capitalize on that, and that's what we intend to do. So that balance is going to come from the fact of the input from the people and our policy to represent these very said people.
So, Chairman, this is a really competitive media landscape, I think now more than ever before. What do you see as TTT's biggest challenges and opportunities for growth?
Well, I think the biggest challenge is, when some people may have it in their psyche that, this is taxpayers funded, so, complacency is the order of the day. And we're not going to, at least myself and the rest of the board, we're not just going to be sitting down and watching something like that happen. TTT can stand on its own. I mean, it can definitely, and we will turn it around. And I want to make it categorically clear that we are out there looking for business, generating business to ensure that TTT will, of course, make that big turnaround that is needed.
Chairman, looking ahead, what is your vision for TTT over the next 3 to 5 years?
My vision for TTT is that go-to station. That station where at the end of it all, when people speak about TTT back then, there wasn't really any competition. Now we have a lot when it comes to, having to compete. But still having that sort of grounded feeling that it represents me. And if that represents me, then I want to support it. I want to listen. I want to view. And that's the mission. So people could know once again that the great TTT is back.
Chairman, I know you want to leave a legacy behind. This is your first term as chairman. Tell me, what do you personally hope to achieve in this time as you are now leading TTT?
Well, as I said, I want to make sure that people understand that they have a right to be represented. They have a right, whatever project, whatever initiative, it is something that I think needs to be shared across the board. And I want to leave that legacy, and I think the board too as well, to show that, listen, after all has been said and done, we were able to generate revenue and we were able to turn things around.
Yeah. Chairman, before we wrap up, just give us a reminder about the pavement line once again for those of you who will be coming out and joining us for every single pavement line.
Well, all I can say is stay locked on. It's going to be officially launched this morning, on your program. Yes. So, it's really going to be big. Again, Mayaro, Siparia, different areas. The season is short, but we will, of course, next year, God willing, have a bigger schedule and other venues, but it's going to be wonderful. Come out. And for those of you who really and truly contact us here at TTT, I'm sure we're going to send some information where these artists could definitely call and get themselves on our platform.
So, Chairman, this means you will be at every single pavement line.
Single
I'm going to hold you to that one.
Please do. Yeah. And I hope to see you there as well.
Yeah, we definitely, it's something to look forward to. And as I said, it's free. So you can come out and have a really good time with the entire TTT family. I want to thank you so much, Chairman, for joining us on our very first show. That was really special to have you with us on Trinidad and Tobago today.
And again, welcome to TTT.
Thank you.
We look forward to everything that's going to
unfold. And have a great term. I know that you really are putting such good work in. I know the entire board as well. Yeah. And we also have an audience here this morning just coming out to support. And that's what we love at TTT. It's home. Yeah. TTT is definitely home. Thank you so much, Chairman.
It's been a pleasure.
Yes, we've got so much more for you after this break on Trinidad and Tobago today.
Next, 99.1 FM, Soca Dominion, where Soca lives.
Give me a chance to wine on you, so I can win with you, and I can jam with you. Give me another chance.
Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
listen, this is your boy Carlos Edwards, and as a former player, let me tell you, it's the fans, man. The fans that made the game, that's the 12th man right there. And when it comes to Trinidad and Tobago, there's only one 12th man you need to know. My guy, Andre Errol Baptiste from TTT, is bringing the heat every Tuesday.
Your news anytime, anywhere. Join us nightly at 7. TTT News. Committed, accurate, relevant.
Election day in Tobago. 42 candidates from 4 political parties are vying for public support to take control of the Tobago House of Assembly. Let's join Sunil Lala in Tobago now as polls are officially open. Sunil, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning to all the viewers on TTT, all the listeners on the radio as well. I'm standing just outside of the St. Andrews Anglican Primary School. It's right in the Scarborough Mount Grace district. What I can tell you is that there was a number of early voters. The early voters, they all received for the election day. Just the number is a bit, it's slowed down quite a lot since we've been here just before 6 o'clock. What I can tell you, we've spoken to a number of voters. It's pretty easy going so far. It's a very smooth process, they've told us. Of course, this is just one of the 15 seats that the 42 candidates will be vying for in this THA elections. There are, of course, 11 candidates going up for the IDA, 15 for the PNM, 15 for the TPP, and 1 from the Unity of the People. For this particular Scarborough Mount Grace district, there's Petal Cassandra Benoit for the PNM. Also for the TPP is going up as Trevor Williamson James and Denise Sawyerfat Angus for the IDA.
All right, thank you so much, Sunil. We will check in with you a little bit later. Thank you for that update.
Of course, and you can of course just check out our social media pages. We will update you with everything.
That's right. We're on social media as well, so check us out, TTT Live Online. Well, the new Media Association of Trinidad, the Media Association of Trinidad and Tobago, it's not new, has a new president. And it is also now a registered non-governmental organization. This NGO revelation was made following the election of Priya Bihari as the new president. Joining me this morning on Trinidad and Tobago today, Mr. Priya Bihari.
Thank you very much. It is a pleasure and honor to be on your first program, Trinidad and Tobago today.
Yes, and congratulations on your new post.
Thank you very much. I must say we are a new executive, but there's a lot of old issues that we have to deal with. One of the issues, as you mentioned, that we MAT is a registered NGO. That has some problems in terms of our access to the bank accounts. So we have to do certain things, I'm told. So, and then in order for us to access the money that we have, and then we'll take things from there.
Now, on a more personal level, Priya, what personal experiences in journalism really shaped the leadership style that you plan to bring to MAT?
Well, I have been around journalism since the mid-90s. You know, I'm that old, yes.
Oh, you are not old.
I started to work at the South Bureau of the Guardian in 1996, 1997 there. Since then, I worked on all of the media, all of the newspapers. I've done some television, I've done radio, and I think I now have my own online news site, azpnews.com.
Yes.
AZP News. And from that experience, for all my experience, you know, I at one time, I was news editor at the Guardian newspapers. So I have a wealth of experience in terms of journalism, in terms of reporting. And I think that most of my executive, they are working journalists.
Yeah.
So that is a plus that we have.
Yeah, Priya said you want to, I quote, hit the ground running. So what does that actually look like in your first, let's say, 90 days in office?
We have to look at the membership of MAT. That's the first issue. MAT is an organization that is strictly for journalists. That is something we have to look at. But we have to maintain that MAT, its constitution, states that we have to promote journalism and protect journalism in this country. So that is what we have to do in terms of looking at how we increase the membership of MAT. Because now the landscape in the media has changed over the last 20 years. Your social media, you have a lot of online entities, like me, for example. But then, do they function as a journalist? Do they function as a journalistic institution? Do they function as a media house that speaks the truth, that does the proper reporting? So we have to look at whether there are other people who perform a function out there can be members of MAT.
Like digital creators, right?
Like digital creators, for example. But then they, for example, they would be paid to do something. So could they be considered a journalist? Because we are not paid to put people ideas or things.
I want to put a pin in that because I want to come back to that one. That is definitely something that's on my mind. But something really big happened this weekend with the Newsday.
Yes.
So I want to ask you about that. The closure of Newsday shocked the nation.
Yes.
In your view, what does this moment reveal about the sustainability of journalism in Trinidad and Tobago?
One of the reasons why I formed AZP News is because we wanted to get the niche online. Because the world has changed. I think the hard copy of newspapers are something people don't look at. My children, for example, they are 12 and 16. I don't know if they know how to read a newspaper. They'll get everything on their phone or their tablet.
Right.
So the world has changed now into a more digital focus. So I think there is a transition taking place now in the world.
Yeah.
And that transition is, we have to decide what is happening in terms of the media. How do we get the news out? How do we perform as a media entity?
Yeah.
And that is where we have to focus now, whether we have to change with the times and use a digital platform to enhance our work and to promote what we do.
So we're talking about Newsday and assisting the former Newsday staff will definitely be a priority, right?
Yes.
What tangible support can they expect from MAT?
That is a good question, because MAT is not a trade union. That is one issue that we have to make clear.
Okay.
But we have to look at what is happening to journalism in this country. And we are concerned that, one, when the staff were told on Friday, I think, that would have been the last day, I think, that they were printing. That is a concern we have. We want to ask the owners of Newsday that the staff are properly compensated, that they are given proper severance benefits, and make sure that, and even they may need counseling, things like that. We need take a holistic approach to what is happening to the workers at Newsday.
This may be a controversial question, but how do we protect journalistic integrity when media houses are, should we say, struggling financially?
Yeah, that is a good question, and we have advertising is what drives media. So sometimes we have to maybe look at the business model now. And then you have AI. You have AI, which is something that I think we need some more regulation on, because people, you can use AI, have interviewed two of us.
That's right.
What I mean?
Yeah,
and it wouldn't be real, it wouldn't be true.
So I told you before I wanted to put a pin in something, and I want to come back to that. Social media has blurred the lines between journalism and content creation. Everyone wants to consider themselves a journalist these days. Where do you stand on that?
You have to understand that a journalist has tools, just like a doctor has tools, a lawyer has tools.
Okay.
So a lawyer would use the law. A doctor would use medicine, right? Stethoscope. A journalist, one of the number one tool of a journalist is the truth, accuracy. So when you do that, that is the number one tool a journalist does. He uses accuracy and he reports it accurately. So that is what would distinguish journalists from a blogger, a paid blogger, or someone on social media. And the other issue that a journalist does is he gets the other side.
Okay.
So if someone says something about the chairman Mikey K, says something about Mikey K, we would call him and
Yes.
get a side.
Okay.
But the blogger, who is a paid blogger,
Mhm.
would just put the information out there.
Interesting.
So that is what makes the difference between a journalist
Mhm.
and people on social media who feel they're journalists.
Paid bloggers. That's actually really interesting. So let's talk about AI.
Yes.
This is it's the elephant in the room these days, especially when it comes to communications and journalism. How can Matt help journalists adapt to AI, automation, digital storytelling?
That is a great question. The issue is with AI, how do you use AI to enhance what you do? Now, we don't use AI to generate stories.
Okay.
But maybe we'll put a story, just look at the grammar and the structure, for example, to make sure the spelling is correct and things like that. So that's how we have to do some workshops on AI. How do you use AI to ensure that journalism is sustained in the world, in the country and the world?
So, Priya, what role do you think Matt should play in defending journalists who these days are facing such online harassment? It is quite awful these days.
That is true. And as I said, we always get the other side. And someone was asking me the other day that, these media personnel are always biased and things. But when it depends on who's in government, they would say we support the opposition, because based on the questions we ask. But we'll have to continue to ask the questions and always ask what we think the public wants to know and what is in the public interest. So we'll continue to do that in a fearless manner and a fair manner. And that is the point that we have to make.
So before we wrap up, Priya, if a young journalist is listening right now and they're feeling a little bit discouraged with everything, especially everything that we spoke about, what would you tell them?
You have to have a passion for news and you have to love your country. And you have to be able to want to report the truth as a person. Journalists are people who could see, who could read a person in a room. They know exactly whether you're a con man or you're a smart man or anything like that. And that is something you have to develop over time, instinct in terms of news. You have to have an idea of news. You can sense a story from anywhere. And that is what makes a good person, a good reporter. And that is something that helps you intellectually. And I think that is something that we should foster too. And we should try, because it makes you aware of what is happening in the country and in the world. Because a journalist has to know everything that's happening. In other words, to properly state the facts when he's doing his reporting.
And another thing, it's also selecting your sources. You need to have credible, reliable sources before. Because a lot of times you have young people saying, well, I saw that on TikTok and I think that's the truth.
Yeah.
But how important is it to remind the journalists or young journalists, how important is it to verify your sources?
Exactly. We our policy at AZP, for example, if we're getting information, we have to verify it by 2 independent sources. I think that is standard in industry. So the issue is that you have to understand that, as I said before, accuracy. So whenever you report, you have to be accurate. Now, sometimes we get a story from anywhere. Even in social media, we get a story. So, but we don't take it carte blanche from social media. We go and investigate it and ensure that it is true, because that's what we do. We have to follow leads. So sometimes it's okay to get your information, but not necessarily put it out there as truth. Until it's verified.
So as a young journalist, I think it's a personal question I have for you. How would you say you've dealt with any sort of criticism? You've had to have thick skin.
Yes.
You've been in rooms and we've seen your press conferences and you've really been, as I said before we started this, fearless.
Thank you.
Give us some advice on that and how you've been able to deal with all of the pushback that you've had.
First thing, you have to be prepared. In other words, know exactly what you're about, know exactly that the question you're going to ask is a respectful. First, I think you have to be accurate in the question, and you have to know that it's something the public wants to know. And even then it's something you want to know, but you have to ask it in a respectable manner, one. But you also have to know that that people wouldn't like it, and you have to face that. As I said before, no matter who's in government, we continue to ask the tough questions, and we have to ask it no matter what, and whether I like it or not, that is par for the course.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Pryor Bihari, for sharing that wealth of information for us on Trinidad and Tobago today. And congratulations once again.
Thank you very much.
I hope you have a great 2-year period coming up.
Thank you.
And we see so much change coming up from
Thank you
that.
very much.
All right.
Okay,
Well, we are on the ground in Tobago and we head to Bon Accord, Crown Point with Caricia Douglas. And she has the latest update on voting in the THA elections.
Can we take a photo of us?
All right, seems like there is a little bit of problem, and we are heading to a short break now. When we come back, so much more on Trinidad and Tobago today.
Attention viewers in Trinidad and Tobago. The Truth of God now airs on the T&T network every Sunday morning at 7 a.m. You won't want to miss the dynamic preaching of Pastor Jennings as he speaks from God's Holy Bible. The Truth of God, Sunday mornings at 7 a.m. on the T&T network.
Tune in Saturdays for CZIT's National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. Brought to you by Fruta.
Hi everybody, I am Leah.
And I'm Dion.
And we are
The Duncans.
Listen, we're here to tell you about a project the Lord has given to us called the Marriage Confessional. It is geared toward married couples, those that are on the road to marriage, and those that want to get married one day.
So join us on TTT and on Facebook and YouTube at TTT Live Online.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Carrie's Kitchen, powered by National Flour Mills Limited, Ibis, Lotus, Lion, Good and Natural. Edward BB Harry Champion, Indie Caribbean Flavors, Correga Garden Supplies, Food Hall, Excellent Stores Limited.
Your stories, your communities, your country. TTT News is everywhere, on the ground, across Trinidad and Tobago, and on every smart device. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your TTT News update at 7. I am Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Minister of Labour, Small and Micro Enterprise Development, Leroy Batiste, said the government has approved amendments to the Maternity Protection Act. Measures he noted will benefit not only mothers, but also fathers and adoptive parents.
The right of fathers, biological fathers, and adoptive parents to leave when we have a situation of a mother delivering a baby. That, colleagues, will be addressed. And I want to stress, not just the biological fathers, but also for adoptive parents.
Minister Batiste said it will also allow parental leave for guardians and fathers in the event the mother dies. The amendment of the act will also include breastfeeding breaks.
Lactating mothers will be statutorily protected for time spent on breastfeeding or the expression of breast milk. And they would be allocated time to do so, and let me add, time with pay. So they will not be penalized in that treating with the issue of breastfeeding.
Minister Batiste said the amendments will introduce strong anti-discrimination protections, banning termination, demotion, reduced pay, or loss of opportunities related to pregnancy, maternity, paternity, parental leave, or breastfeeding. He added that women will no longer be penalized for multiple pregnancies within a year, as the current 24-month limit on maternity benefits will be removed, ensuring protection for every pregnancy. O'Neill Odell once again claimed the top spot at round 2 of the Gael stick fighting competition held at Debe Junction, delivering a strong and disciplined performance that set him apart from the field. The event drew a lively crowd as competitors faced off in the traditional Gael, showcasing skill, strategy, and cultural pride. The venue was energized as stick fighters delivered a powerful display of tradition, discipline, and raw skill. The community came alive as the stick fighters showcased their best moves. Blood, sweat, and maybe no tears were shed in the Gael as the stick fighters didn't come to play. The second round of the national preliminaries brought the energy of the Boer men to the heart of Debe. Mr. Odell shared that the competition went well.
But you expect the unexpected. I got along fighters with hot blood, and I show them gratitude tonight because they show the effort in front of real monsters, what they're capable of, and I respect that towards them.
In the wider globe, one person has died and around 300 properties have been destroyed as bushfires continue to devastate southeast Australia. The fires have swept across dozens of areas over several days, mainly in Victoria, but also in South Wales, consuming land nearly twice the size of Greater London. A state of emergency has been declared in Victoria, where thousands of firefighters and more than 70 aircraft are battling the blazes. Residents in over a dozen communities have been urged to evacuate. Authorities warn that the fires, driven by extreme heat, dry conditions, and strong winds, could continue to burn for weeks. Victoria's Premier Jacinta Allen said 30 fires are currently burning across the state, with 10 considered particularly serious. In sport, world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka dominated Marta Kostyuk 6-4, 6-3 to retain her Brisbane International title on Sunday, cruising through the tournament without dropping a set ahead of the Australian Open. Kostyuk, who had upset top 10 players Jessica Pegula, Mira Andreeva and Amanda Anisimova to reach the final, was no match for the power and precision of the US Open champion. With her commanding display in Brisbane's scorching conditions, Sabalenka sends a clear warning as she aims to reclaim the Australian Open crown she lost last year. And that was your TTT News update. I am Carrie Roberts. We now return to the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show.
Being gentle with each other and your feelings and creating this safe space. It should be a safe space to be able to share your feelings and your emotions and even things that you don't like or have an issue with. It should feel safe.
Yes.
And you shouldn't feel like you're so afraid to come to your partner to say something because, oh my gosh, as you said, they're going to threaten me with this, that, and the other. They might leave me, and I don't know, and there's so much stress. Oftentimes that people carry, that they kind of ball up and they stay in a corner and stay in a shell until, perhaps they explode or perhaps they walk away.
Right. And we want you to know that no marriage is beyond repair. No relationship is beyond repair. But when you're considering timelines and how long something should take, definitely your welfare, your well-being, your safety, you want to consider all of these aspects.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
I am your mother,
aunt, grandmother,
guardian, friend, and I promise to protect you in all situations because someone has hurt you, violated you, harmed you,
abused you,
and you were brave enough to tell me.
You trusted me. You came to me for help.
To defend, for support, to protect you.
No amount of money
or bribes,
favors, or gifts will stop me.
You are most important to me.
You are worth more to me than any material thing.
I will do all in my power,
in my heart,
to make sure that you are taken care of and that justice is served and you thrive. Together, my daughter,
my son,
my child, we will live and love. I will protect you.
Break the silence. Report all cases of child sexual abuse.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
Well, the time now, 7:08 a.m. in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Social media has been a buzz. It is all everyone's talking about, road safety and everything surrounding that. Why is the recent crackdown on vehicles and drivers' paperwork up to date necessary? Well, we find out. Joining us this morning, Sergeant Brent Batson, the Public Road Safety Officer of the TTPS. Welcome, Mr. Batson.
Hi, pleasant good morning to you.
I know you're no stranger to TTT.
No, definitely been a while. But
yeah, it's definitely been a while. So, Mr. Batson, the Prime Minister has made it abundantly clear that road safety is now more than ever a national priority. Why is it so important that motorists take these new enforcement measures seriously?
Sure. Okay. So firstly, we're always grateful that persons discussing the issue of road safety. Remember, all right, the goal of the police, I always have to remind the public, is injury and harm reduction and prevention. Right. So one of the key pillars, even in our national policing agenda, yes, anti-crime, but we categorize dangerous or reckless road use as road crime.
Okay.
So when the state has decided to increase traffic fines, and you're correct. I mean, my phone has been lit with questions and stuff like that constantly. We have to look at what's the state's intention, right? Fines are one of the methods that you use to deter a behavior as well as to coerce compliance. The increase in fines are significant. You're talking about in some way 100% increase, yeah?
Right.
And therefore, it's clear that one, a message is being sent with regards to zero tolerance. And two, the role of the enforcers, though, are to go out there and enforce the law. So there's no change in our policing objectives. What has changed is the consequence in when we do police.
Right.
And the significance of these fines, of course, are very, very high for to me, for all stratospheres of personnel out there.
Right.
But I see everybody complaining about the fines, and don't get me wrong. If you do the right thing, you have nothing to worry about, right?
Okay.
So let me give you a good example. The long lines for in some cases inspection, right? And we're not just talking about licensing, we're talking about inspection stations. If you pass by, you see cars wrapping around some of these inspections. Well, the inspection law is not new. What is new is the doubling of the fine.
Yeah.
So did it take a doubling of the fine and the threat of this increased fine for you to go and get the vehicle inspected? Okay, if that's what it took, we welcome it.
So it's safe to say that you are in total agreement with this?
Well, I'm in total agreement of persons doing the right thing that in some way will save lives or impact road safety. And this is a positive thing. No one could be against persons making sure that vehicle integrity is a key part for road use, yeah? Anything that coerces persons to do the right thing and make themselves safer and by extension the public road safer, it's something we welcome. Now remember, and this one I really want to get clear with everyone, when we stop you in a road check and you're not wearing your seatbelts,
right,
that's a choice you made.
Okay.
Our job is to now deal with you according to the law, and that consequence is that fixed penalty notice. Yeah. So it's not that we are out there as revenue generators of the state. That's not our goal. Our goal is to identify risk in the network and then deal with it according to the law.
For the driver's benefit, of course, and for those around them.
Yeah.
So from the TTPS perspective, what are some of the most common bad habits that you've seen on the roads that these fines are meant to address? Sure.
Okay. Good. So definitely now, this amendment by the legal notice, when it amended Schedule 9, it actually did almost, you asked us which ones, it had a significant across the board. I think it was 80-something% were changed. And from a policing perspective, when we're on the roads, the most common violations that we continue to see, and I could even tell you the top 5, unfortunately, one, no insurance. And persons, you'll have to understand that fixed penalty, which has gone to now $10,000 for driving with having no policy of insurance, is the most expensive fixed penalty notice in the history of Trinidad and Tobago. But what is it saying? Zero tolerance of uninsured motorists. Now, when we stop people, and I want to get this clear, right? You have, officer boy, it expired Friday. You know, I was going to work. I didn't get a chance. I didn't get a chance to work. Okay, park it up. The cost is not worth the risk.
Use public transport.
Whatever you're up, you have rideshare. You have so much options now. Yeah, but there's no way it's going to equal the value. You admit the risk and reward will not benefit. So that was one.
Yeah.
The other issue is continues to be no seatbelts. Sorry, not wearing seatbelts. Breaches of traffic signs. For example, no parking this morning, right in front of TTT building, underneath the no parking sign opposite the coffee shop.
Yeah.
This guy pulls up, parks up under the no parking sign. So I don't know if he didn't see me, so I just walked towards him and said, obviously, you're coming to check something on your vehicle.
Okay.
Right? And he's like, no, it's going to get a coffee. I said, but today's Monday.
Yeah.
It's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You parked under the no parking sign. He said, oh gosh, boy, officer, I didn't see that, Again.
Yes.
Now, you might say, people say, oh, yeah, you could give him a warning. True, I could have enforced at that point, but that's the discretionary officer. You see, this is the complaint people saying that, police out there, they could be given more warnings and stuff. They could, but at the same time, they have to do their job.
But a lot of motorists like to say, I only get caught when the police are around. But we have to continue to encourage drivers to practice safe driving even when you can't see your police officers around.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's the goal. You should not need persons to tell you to wear. I have to ticket you to tell you to put on the seatbelt, which is the one thing guaranteed to prevent you from flying through the windscreen. Come on. No. That can't be the goal. So, but a cultural change is not overnight. It's something that happens through consistent enforcement, through education, and we're emphasizing with Ministry of Transport and Civil Aviation, engineering interventions. So you'd see that Minister Zakur, we've been on a couple crash sites where he's directed his teams to look at quicker guardrail repairs and so forth, and this is why it's a multi-pronged approach.
That's right.
This is just one,
Yeah.
but again, it's a key part for behavioral change.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Bassett, for joining us this morning. You heard it first. It's not punishment. It's just about protecting your lives and encouraging safer driving habits.
Sure.
Thank you so much for being on the show, T&T Today. Well, we are back on the ground in Tobago. We head to Bonaccord, Crown Point with Caricia Douglas. She has the latest update on voting in THA elections.
Good morning. So we are here at the Bonaccord Government Primary School, one of the polling stations in the Bonaccord Crown Point district. As you could see behind me, the polling station is open at 6 a.m. Voters were already trickling into the polling station to cast their vote. Based on the Elections and Boundaries Commission, this Tobago House of Assembly election sees an electorate of 52,857 persons. Of course, it's an increase when compared to 2021, a 3.2% increase. In this electoral district, in particular, it has the smallest electorate of 3,159 persons. However, persons have been making their way into the polling stations to cast their vote. This THA elections, the campaign trail would have been a very intense one. 42 candidates vying for seats in the elections, 4 political parties. The Tobago People's Party is their first THA elections. Of course, in 2021, they would have been elected under the Progressive Democratic Patriots, and they would have launched the TPP in 2023, gaining victory in the general elections on April 28, 2025. They're hoping for a similar victory this time around. The People's National Movement also, like the TPP, would have put forth 15 candidates. There, the PNM would have been hoping to, of course, regain the trust of Tobagonians under the mantra of putting Tobago first again. The third political party, the Innovative Democratic Alliance, they would have put forth 11 candidates in this THA elections. And the Unity of the People has one candidate, its leader, Mr. Nkosi Phillips, who is hoping to secure the Boko Mount Pleasant seat. Of course, in 2021, the voter turnout was around 56.97%. Candidates, political parties, persons are hoping to see an increased voter turnout this time around. We are here on the ground in Tobago West as well as in Tobago East, bringing you all that is happening on the ground for this Tobago House of Assembly elections. As we say here at TTT's The Road to the Assembly, bringing you all that is happening. Back to you in studio. I'm Caricia Douglas for TTT News.
Line and Length, the #1 cricket program in the West Indies, is on TTT. Line and Length brings you up-to-date interviews, analysis, and highlights on the game in the region and internationally. Line and Length in association with Massey United Insurance on TTT.
Tune in Saturdays for CZIT's National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. Brought to you by Fruta.
Well, Carnival 2026 is in full swing, and right about now we're chatting with the big man in the business and director on the NCC board, Iowa George, about his plans for Carnival 2026. Good morning, Mr. George.
Yes, morning. Well.
Welcome to Trinidad and Tobago today.
If I don't say well, the winning show is me, okay?
All right.
Yes,
so
yes,
that was a test for you.
Yeah.
It really is him in the flesh.
Yes.
Well, for viewers who may not know, what exactly does the NCC do, and what is your role on this board?
Well, I'm a commissioner on the NCC board, meaning we part of the decision making.
Right.
You know, sitting down in a room and have discussions and you know, try and see how we could give more.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Trinidad and Tobago Carnival is the #1 carnival in the world. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, we had to grow, you know what I'm saying? In order
So
to,
as an artist, well, especially an artist like yourself, it is such a special opportunity to be a part of the NCC. Why was this so important for you as an artist to get your voice in that board or on that board and a leadership role as well with the
because
NCC?
of how much experience that I have. I mean, we was part of developing Miami Carnival. We was part of developing Atlanta Carnival. We was part of developing all this carnival in the world, you know. So what really happened is you're growing, you have so much experience that you want to come back now and share it back with your people.
So what are some of the big priorities for the NCC right now?
Well, the main thing this year is to be able to grow. Meaning, if you recognize, we normally used to have the village. Now the village is the Flavor Village, and then we have the John Cupid Village. So we have 2 villages. And the purpose of that is to really be able to give more people work. You know, if you go to the Savannah, before you realize the food vendors used to be on the drag. So now we take them out of the drag and we bring them in a nice area, give them water, give them everything. And I must say, everybody's so happy because everybody, since the village opened, everybody sell out. You know what I'm saying? And then we have the John Cupid Park, you know, which, you know, the art and craft and the, you know, but all the village is full of entertainment. The only difference is the Flavor Park is more calypso, pan, you know, but you'll get a Iowa, you can still get a jump up. You know what I'm saying?
I love that you said that, especially because we want to continue that balance, that preserving tradition, while also still making space for innovation and carnival and culture. How do you plan to do that with the NCC?
Well, what we plan to do, right, as I show you, we have the John Cupid Park. There will be a little more soca.
Okay.
But it will still have some calypso.
All right.
You understand? But going on in the future, what we're trying to do is keep the Flavor Park after Carnival, right? And then we'll hand over to the religious groups, so you'll have gospel concerts.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then we get into summer, you know, we have a rich reggae culture in Trinidad, then we go pass it over to little reggae band, they go have little concerts too, you know, and then by summertime we'll come back into calypso, soca again, and back roll it over into carnival. So when the project used to be a seasonal thing, what we're trying to do is make it a yearly thing.
So I want to get a little bit more personal with you here. You are known both on stage and now in the boardroom. So which of these roles really challenges you the most?
None? Because I live it.
Okay.
Entertainment is what I live.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's easy for me to, you know, to see the future, you know, but, you know, we're trying to see how best we could get to hire more people because we realize, you know, some of the promoters not really hiring that much over the past years. We had a decline in artists getting jobs in events. So we kind of more or less trying to say we could fill that gap too, So me being an entertainer and go through all the days, I went through the nice days, the painful days. So when artists go through pain, I know his pain. So it's easy for me to say yes, you know what I'm saying?
Mr. George, what keeps you creatively inspired right now?
Well, right now what keeps me, because of the people, I mean, I love people and I love to perform to people and to wake up every day and go on a stage and realize every time I sing, the people is going to jump up and have a good time.
And that's when you say, that's why I do this.
That's why I do this. I feel like I want to throw some more water.
But how do you stay so grounded and authentic, especially in an industry that's constantly evolving?
Well, because I love for people, I love for music, I love what I do. I know the rules, I know the do and what not to do. So I try to stay on the line,
I like that, what not to do.
I want not to do,
Do you think that artists have a responsibility beyond the entertainment realm?
Of course, a huge responsibility, you know what I'm saying? You had to know that, listen, you're a role model and the people will look up to you, and you have to carry about your life in a way so that you could... people to look up to you and follow you. You know what I'm saying? Just like how that social media, they say to follow people on social media is the same thing. But people will look up to you
in real life.
and idolize you and say, okay, I like how I was doing this thing. I want to be like I was. You know what I'm saying? And that's the responsibility I have as an artist.
So what advice would you give to young creatives who want to both perform and influence policy or leadership like the role that you're in currently?
Well, my advice to the young artists is love it.
Love it.
You don't sing to be paid.
Okay.
You understand? You sing because you sing, you will be paid.
Okay.
You understand? Don't come into the industry and say, boy, you're coming because I'm going to make her money. This is that kind of industry. No industry is like that. You come in because you love music, you love people, you like to entertain, and everything is going to be given on to you. You know what I'm saying? That's my main advice. Because I find out these days a lot of men talk about each other's food. You understand? It's more than a food.
Okay.
You understand? You get through, you will get through big time. You know? First thing is to love it.
Yeah.
When I sing, I don't see pay. When I sing, I just see love.
Yeah.
Bring people together, unite the people, grow the population, grow the industry. That's the kind of things I see.
Well, I see that you've had many words to describe it, but I want to challenge you now to describe our culture in 3 words for us. 3 words.
The culture?
Yes.
Or the carnival? Which one you want?
Culture. Culture and carnival.
3 words. The best.
Best.
The sweetest.
Sweetest.
And one that you cannot do without.
Well, you gave me 3 phrases, but you know what? I'll take that. Mr. George, what's one thing about you that people would be surprised to learn? Tell us something that nobody knows. Say it right here for the first time on Trinidad and Tobago today.
Well, I think everybody know everything about me,
You think so?
Because I've been there so many years. They already
Tell
know.
us something, anything.
But
whether it be about your daily routine, how do you prepare for a show?
Well, I don't prepare for shows.
Okay.
Shows is like, it's going to happen anyway. You know what I'm saying? I had so much of good shows in my time that I find myself, put myself under pressure if I think about a show. So the only time, I have one of the greatest management team ever. You understand? My manager do the code, you know what I'm saying? She do the timer, she know everything, you know? And the only time I think about entertainment is when my manager says, George, I leave home yet?
Yeah.
That's when I think, well, okay, I'm going to perform now.
Yeah.
But it's like, entertainment is just like my life.
Okay,
So
second
even
nature.
if I didn't come to perform, and while I'm in the show, somebody put a mic in front of me, they could get a whole concert
Yeah, I've seen
right
you
now.
attend things, and then before you know it, there's water being sprinkled
you know what I'm
all
saying?
over, and
So,
you know that's
so entertainment is my life.
That's a part of it.
But lately, I find people keep asking me, George, are you looking so good?
Oh wow!
And all them things.
I love that.
You know.
Yeah,
well,
is
I
it
exercise,
a new
do
exercise
exercise.
regime?
Well, you know, I do a lot of stretch in the
Regimen,
morning.
yeah.
Exercise.
Okay.
But main thing, you know, I have a special drink. I drink every morning.
What do you drink every morning?
You know, every morning I blend a garlic and a half a cucumber and I put it in my blender. That's the first thing I drink every morning. And I don't know, for some reason, I don't get hoarse, I don't get tired, I don't feel weak,
I think
don't
I
feel
need
sick.
to, because of this cough I'm nursing, I need to do that. Mr. George, before we wrap it up, what's next for you? Anything that we should be looking out for?
Well, I have some big songs this year. I just wanted to know, I have a song called Run.
Okay.
Yeah, songs I expect to run. When I say run up on the stage, everybody just run up on the stage, right?
Yeah.
Then I have another song with KMC called Raman Bacchanal. Look out. We're going to have an I1 KMC show on the 7th of February.
All right.
Right? I1 KMC is the song for song combination. It's a different show to everybody else's show.
All right.
It's 2 artists on show with a large catalog, and they do it song after song. KMC have about 30 songs, I have 30 songs. It's a beautiful concert.
Yeah.
And then I also have another collab with Destro Garcia.
Okay,
You
that's something to look forward
so
to.
look out for that too. And then I'm also performing a little event. I'll be at Experience this weekend.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
And all the work with the NCC?
You look out for me and Rose. You understand? I'll let you know how that is, right?
Well, we'll definitely be seeing you
And
in
look out
Waterloo.
for me in the village, and it's just love to the people. I just want everybody to know Carnival is about bringing people together.
That's right. Thank you so much, Mr. Iowa George, for joining us on Trinidad and Tobago today. We take a short break. When we come back, so much more.
Chalabis is one secret you should never keep.
One big bad virtual fed starts in.
You are dearer to me than all the stars. So many wish but never reach. 'Cause when I'm falling and all the world seems dark, you help me find my peace. Oh, shun mi ba fishani. Oh, shun mi ba. Oshun mi ba fishani arubita yeah 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 yeah
Tune in Saturdays for CZIT's National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. Brought to you by Fruta.
Are you feeling feeling the carnival spirit? Well, I definitely am. And don't forget, we've got our Pavement Lime series happening right here at TTT. Stay tuned to our social media pages for all the information that you need. We've also got a nice calendar of events for you if you want to check out all the events happening across Trinidad and Tobago. Well, $2.3 million being given to 145 unsponsored steel bands for this year's carnival. And joining me this morning in studio, the PRO of Trinbago, Mr. Kwesi Moore. Good morning, Mr. Moore.
Good morning to you, Vamala, and the TTT team.
All right. Thank you so much for being here on our first show.
Thank you very much for having me.
I know you must have had a very busy weekend with everything happening.
That's
the
right.
small bands finals took place this weekend,
Yeah.
and we had 2 winners tying for the first place.
That's right.
All right, so Mr. Moore, what is your reaction to government's decision to allocate this funding for unsponsored, specifically unsponsored steel bands?
We welcome this initiative. Well, it's a continuation, I should say, of a policy that has been in place for some time now, because we do recognize the work of steel bands in the communities, and we're thankful that the government recognizes the work of steel bands in the communities, but we do recognize the fact that a lot of them are not supported financially by, like, some of the larger bands may be. All right, and as much as we do generate revenue from gate receipts, and they do receive prize monies once they make it to the finals, it's still just a drop in the bucket of what is required to get a band on stage. What we saw last week, well, just Saturday gone, at the small conventional band finals was a magnificent showcase.
Okay.
But it is an expensive one that those bands would have had to put on. So we're grateful to the state and for the government for continuing this initiative of giving funds to unsponsored steel bands.
So then you would agree that this is extremely significant. I mean, preparing these community-based, not just small, but community-based steel bands for Panorama 2026. How do you think this will improve the participation and performance levels in PAN this year?
It will assist. I just want to paint a picture for a typical band.
Okay.
When you include things like the arranger, drill masters, drummers, painting, welding, you're talking about a couple $100,000 in expenses for steel bands. And it's a significant sum to get any band on stage.
It's a production,
It
right?
really is a production, because Panorama is not just about a music showcase anymore. It's an experience that you have to sit down and watch and enjoy. So it will assist with participation, but it is still just a drop in the bucket. There's so much more that we can do. There's so much more that not only the state but the private sector can do to support our steel bands, because it's not just about the performance that you see on stage. It's youth engagement. It's community development that happens. The amount of young persons that enter and engage in the panyard when they could really be doing other things that are not so productive in society. It's an investment that you make. It's not just a donation to a steel band. It's an investment in community, in young people, in young women, and so much more.
And speaking of investment and support, are there any additional forms of support that Trinbago hopes to see for steel bands moving forward?
Yes, we would really appreciate those same companies, both state and private, coming on board with Trinbago. We do have a couple sponsors on board for the Panorama season thus far, and we're grateful to them, the Trinidad and Tobago Mortgage Bank, Kenson Group of Companies, the National Flour Mills, but there's so many others out there that we would like to see on board for the upcoming events, especially next week, Sunday. We do have our Junior Panorama competition taking place at the Queen's Park Savannah. That is a magnificent showcase of the future of our instrument. As a matter of fact, our theme for Panorama 2026 is legacy, ours to love and ours to cherish. And next week, Sunday, in the Junior Panorama finals, would be the legacy on display for our future of the national instrument. Our young people, and it's free to the public, I would say, and it's one of our most well-subscribed events. The grandstand is rammed out with children from schools, from communities, from these junior bands, and it's really a magnificent showcase of the young people of Trinidad and Tobago. Next week, Sunday, on the 18th of January.
All right. Speaking about legacy, tell us how you came up with that name. That's really interesting, and I love the fact that we're really just thinking about the past and looking forward to the future.
That's right. So it is an acknowledgement of the work that our forefathers would have done. Our forebearers, our ancestors, as our president, Mrs. Beverly Ramsey Moore, refers to them, those that would have paved the way, went through the struggle and strife of badge on days in the steel pan movement, you know, to where we are today. And it's also an acknowledgement of our current torchbearers that are doing the magnificent work that we have experienced last week, Saturday, at the small finals, that we will experience in the coming weeks in Junior Panorama and in the Savannah Party and the large and medium conventional band finals. But it's also a testament to the future of the instrument, the legacy that will be carried forward by the young people. It is ours to love and ours to cherish. And one thing about legacy, one of the main legacies of the steel pan is our resilience.
Yes.
We've made it through so many difficult struggles. In the past, we weren't regarded as anything really. We were seen as down on the ground, plainly speaking.
Yeah.
And we've been able to overcome all of that despite all the challenges. And that theme rings true even this year, because we've been having some difficulty with getting the events through with timely releases from the state and so forth. But our bands have been showing up no matter what. Despite
That's right.
that,
They are putting in the work. And we
And
really saw that this weekend at the small conventional band finals that took place at Skinner Park. Actually, we had 2 winners tying for the first place with 283 points. Southern Stars Steel Orchestra and Uptown Fascinators Steel Orchestra. And we can see them now on the screen. That must have been amazing. Were you there?
I was there doing commentary on the stage, and this was one of the best shows for the season thus far. And the small conventional bands is one of those categories where we see a lot of young arrangers in particular being able to showcase their skills. In the larger categories, medium and large, you tend to have more established arrangers that are already there. We know what they're about and they're going to put on a grand showcase. But those young arrangers that are coming out of school, University of Trinidad and Tobago, University of the West Indies, they have a great opportunity to showcase their skills and hone their craft in the small conventional band category, and they did just that.
All right. Well, I want to say thank you so much, Mr. Kwesi Moore, for joining us, Pierre of Pan Trinbago. We wish you an amazing season ahead.
Thank you.
We definitely keep up with all the action happening with Panorama 2026.
Thank you very much.
All right. When we come back, how do you feel about love on the road? Coming up next on T&T Today.
Being gentle with each other and your feelings, and creating this safe space. It should be a safe space to be able to share your feelings and your emotions and even things that you don't like or have an issue with. It should feel safe.
Yes.
And you shouldn't feel like you're so afraid to come to your partner to say something because, oh my gosh, as you said, they're going to threaten me with this, that, and the other. They might leave me, and I don't know, and there's so much stress oftentimes that people carry, that they kind of ball up and they stay in a corner and stay in a shell until perhaps they explode or perhaps they walk away.
Right. And we want you to know that no marriage is beyond repair. No relationship is beyond repair. But when you're considering timelines and how long something should take, definitely your welfare, your well-being, your safety, you want to consider all of these aspects.
The Marriage Confessional, only on TTT.
Tune in Saturdays for CZIT's National Secondary Schools Climate Quiz. Brought to you by Fruta.
Line and Length, the #1 cricket program in the West Indies, is on TTT. Line and Length brings you up-to-date interviews, analysis, and highlights on the game in the region and internationally. Line and Length in association with Massey United Insurance on TTT.
Marcus Braveboy, singer, songwriter, marketing consultant, and entrepreneur, and also a good friend of mine. It is so nice to have you here with us. Good morning, Marcus.
Good morning, Vermala.
Love on the Road. That's the anthem for 2026.
Yes, you know, love is the language of 2026. Love in the house and love on the road.
It's such a beautiful song, and the energy around the song has really been building, Marcus. People say it's the first road song for this season. I say it's the first love song for this season on the road. Take us back to the moment that this all came together.
So this song was actually, the starting of the song was produced by a Venezuelan producer named Joelmi, who I've never met.
Okay, wow.
So, you know, I do a lot of stuff in the international market, especially with Zumba and in reggaeton and other genres. So Joelmi is a young producer who I connected with since the pandemic, and we've been working on a lot of music. And we did a demo, and I took it to Mevon, who is one of my best friends, who I did trapso with. And Mevon really liked the idea. And Mevon is responsible for Party and all the road march songs this year.
Yeah.
And we came together and created Love on the Road, a very emotional song
It
about
is.
our love for Carnival, Trinidad and Tobago.
And do you think
Carnival.
this is really different from what you're accustomed to creating?
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I dabble in a lot of different genres, but I've never created a road march type soca.
I remember the long time days. Remember that? When it was a little bit more rigid.
Yeah.
All the lyrics coming out. And then that was such a good time. But we've really seen your evolution, and congratulations on that. And you've
Thank
been
you so
global.
much, Romala. Thank
You've
you so
really
much.
been global. I've heard your songs not just in Trinidad and Tobago, but across the world.
Yeah, no, I have a song called Jump for the Zumba market.
Yes.
That was all around the world, from places like Seychelles to Japan to Australia.
So you are really into the creative process. From a production standpoint, what makes this song different from what's already out there?
In terms of my music, or just generally?
Both.
I think I found a way to blend the international market and the local market.
Okay.
Because the songwriting style at the beginning is a ballad, almost like a pop ballad. Not that it hasn't been done before, but I feel like I put my own touch on it.
Yeah.
And there's something that Mevon and I call the beauty and the beast effect.
Okay, tell us about that.
So, for example, Nyla Blackman and Skinny Fabulous song Come Home.
Okay.
Usually there's a bunch of Marshall and Destra, it's Carnival. It's usually a female artist
that
and a male artist. But in this song, it's just me.
Yes, it is.
So, and it's been done before. Big up Blazer Dan. I must big respect to Blazer Dan, rest in peace. But that Beauty and the Beast style, I think this is a modernized version of it.
Was there a moment where you and the producer, you just both knew, you just looked at each other and said, this is it. This is the song.
Yeah, I think I believe I have to pick up my friend Chandra Maraj as well, who's in the studio with us.
Chan.
And the three of us, when we heard the final, we were like, yeah, we have something special there.
Yeah. All right, tell us about the meaning. I mean, the title alone carries some weight. Love on the road. When you think of the road, I mean, do you really put love with it?
Love is universal. Vamala, love is universal. And I feel like what's interesting with this song, I'm getting a lot of messages from persons telling me, I don't usually listen to soca music, but something about your song is speaking to me. Even persons within the gospel community are reaching out to me and saying there's something, the emotions. And beyond, I feel like there's a lot going on in the country and in the world. And this song touches a nerve emotionally. People want to feel something. And I think this song really delivers that.
All right, so tell us, what reactions have you been getting for this song?
It's amazing so far. Every day I wake up to tags and messages and calls and from all over Trinidad and Tobago and also the world. It's playing in Japan, it's playing in Canada, it's playing in London. So even the Zumba community has embraced it as well. So this song is definitely it surpassed our expectations for sure.
All right. Well, right about now, we get ready to link with Ayana. We are back on the ground in Tobago. We head to the district of Mount St. George, Goodwood, with Ayana Carter. She has the latest update on voting in the THA elections.
Hi, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago, and good morning to Burmala. We're here just outside the Goodwood Secondary School, where we've seen a long line of voters earlier. But we've so far seen a steady stream of persons coming in and out of this particular polling station. In this area, it is Mount St. George Goodwood, and the incumbent for this area is Megan Morrison, that's the TPP Megan Morrison, and she's going to go up against a new candidate in the political space, Kamisha Backus. So we are just here. We're going to speak to some persons coming out, some voters coming out, and some polling agents as well to just get a further feel of what's going to happen, what's happening in this area this evening.
Thank you so much, Ayana Carter in Tobago. Of course, we bring you all the updates throughout the day live from the THA elections. Well, back to you, Marcus.
Yes,
Marcus, brave boy. As we were talking about before, it's definitely been an evolution. You've come a very, very long way. Tell me, your interest in the soca industry is not new.
So, Vamala, a lot of people don't know, I started off singing soca at the age of 15.
Okay.
I used to be
What was your first song?
Never get yes, but my first song was actually a drum and bass soca. I was always very experimental. I had a song called The Breathless Show, which was like a Juve hip hop. So I was always very different. I used to work out of Ed Gordon's studio, which was Marshall's first studio, behind Bishop's in Port of Spain. I worked with a producer named Ken Holder. So I've been in the soca industry for a long time. I was in Soca Monarch, I was in Youth Fest. So it's just a full circle moment for me.
And what's coming up for you? What's in the cards for Marcus Brave Boy in the
I'm
future?
definitely going full-fledged into this season. I performed at Mikhail Teja's concert, Master Experience, last night. So
what other performances do you have coming up?
At Experience this Saturday in South. And I also am a part of Stag Stage and the next 99 Pavement series.
Of course, we're going to see you on the Pavement series. Before we get ready to wrap it up, social media is also such an incredible part of how music is distributed as well. How have you been using social media to push the song?
So definitely for this song, I used a lot of ads on TikTok and Instagram. And a lot of people, during Christmas time, I'd walk in the mall and people would be like, hey, I saw you singing this song on TikTok.
Yeah.
So social media is very powerful. And especially with marketing soca, I think a lot more artists need to utilize that tool. Beyond the radio airplay and beyond, social media is a very powerful tool.
Any advice to up and coming artists, regardless of the genre that they are in currently? Because you've gone from genre to genre. You've done it all. So any advice?
I would say definitely take your time to research a genre before you step into it.
Okay.
And understand each genre has
And do
its
it
own.
properly.
Do it properly. The legal side of it, the business side of it, musical side of it, they're all very important. The marketing side of it. So I think all these aspects are extremely important. Learn. The University of YouTube has everything. So that's the advice I will give them. The new generation has access to everything. ChatGPT.
You heard it. Well, this is where we officially say thank you so much for joining us. Our first day, Trinidad and Tobago today. It's been a beautiful morning. Thanks to all the guests. Thanks to everyone working behind the scenes to pull this together. And of course, Pavement Lime is coming up. Check out our social media. You're going to get all the information that you need. You're going to come along with us. It's our Pavement Lime Carnival Pump 2026 Midway on the road. Marcus Braveboy will be there as well. Officially saying thank you for joining us on Trinidad and Tobago today. And before I go, we've got the major network news coming up at the top of the hour. But we leave you now with a beautiful song, Love on the Road. Marcus Braveboy.
All right. TTT Morning Show. I could send 1,000 letters addressed to you. And I could send 1,000 emails just to get through. And I could call 1,000 times till I don't know what to do. Just to tell you, Carnival, that I'm missing you. Baby, I miss you every day. Feel like I can't see the way. And I don't know what to say, no. But at the end of the day, I know Mars had a play. Give me a chance to wine on you, so I can wave with you, and I can jump with you. Give me another chance so I can jump on you, so I can jump with you, so I can wine with you. So we can fall in love on the road. Give me a chance now, just give me a chance now to fall in love on the road. Give me a chance now, just give me a chance now. Call it up, plenty of distractions, but you're the main attraction. You give me satisfaction, now it's time for action. Plenty of distractions, but you're the main attraction. You give me satisfaction, now it's time for action. When you're Eddie Mars calling, meet me on the road, darling. When you're Eddie Mars calling, be my Carnival, darling. When you're Eddie Mars calling, meet me on the road, darling. When you're Eddie Mars calling, meet me on the road. Give me a chance to wine on you, so I can wave with you, so I can jam with you. Give me another chance so I can jam on you, so I can jump with you, so I can wine with you, so we can fall in love on the road. Give me a chance now, just give me a chance now to fall in love on the road. Give me a chance now, just give me a chance now. I hope you miss me like I'm missing you. Cause I could book a flight and come home just to be right next to you. I could think of 1,000 reasons to come home to you. Hope you believe me, darling, cause my love is true. Baby, I miss you every day. Feel like I can't see my way, and I don't know what to say, no. But at the end of the day, I know Mars had a play. Give me a chance to wine on you, so I could wave with you, and I could jam with you. Give me another chance so I could jam on you, so I could jump with you, so I could wine with you, so we could fall in love on the road. Give me a chance now, just give me a chance now to fall in love on the road. Give me a chance now, just give me a chance now. Yeah. TTT Morning Show. I will see you on the road for Carnival 2026. Love in the house and love on the road.